everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna. I'm a full-time reseller, and this channel is all reseller content, so if you like that type of thing, please consider subscribing, and if you like this video, at the end, give me a thumbs up. Okay, to business. Today, we are going to just sit down and have a reseller chat, a real chat. We're going to get down and dirty with some of my opinions, which may not be popular, and that's okay. If you have a different opinion, or if you think I'm way off track, or you think I'm on track, leave those comments down below in the chat, in the comments, because I actually welcome differences of opinion because I don't know everything. That's basically it. I am navigating a new platform right now, and I definitely don't know everything about that. All I want to do is talk about sort of how I'm reacting to some of the things going on. Period. Okay. The first real thing that we're going to talk about is, of course, what happened at PoshFest. I need to really talk about Manish's announcement that the algorithm was going back to where it was 6 months ago. 6 months ago in March, when my sales were like amazing, and the algorithm is going back apparently to that. So number one, this is good news, period. It is good news. I'm not going to say it's not. It's good news. It's interesting that they announced it just before Q4, but I understand why they waited until PoshFest to do that. My biggest takeaway from this is that toxic positivity that Poshmark is known for, where they want us to applaud that they're going back to the old algorithm. And even though it is a good thing, this is a problem that Poshmark did on their own. They are the cause of all this. Why should we be applauding them for doing that? The way it was presented was, hey, we listened to you guys and we're going to put it back for you guys. No. Yes, they heard us, but they also heard their stockholders. They heard their bottom line. Finally, sales and people were leaving Poshmark, and that is what they listened to. Yes, they want to make us happy. Yes, they want us to have sales because that feeds their bottom line. The way it was presented was very, look at us, aren't we wonderful? And in the back of my head, I kept thinking, this is a problem you created. I'm not going to trip over myself. Thank you. It is a good thing. I want the algorithm to go back. I want them to stop messing with our sales, period. That's what I want. A lot of people have been disillusioned with Poshmark over the last few months. I know I am one of them for sure. I've had a really hard time putting in the work, and there is a lot of work involved with Poshmark, with the sharing and the parties and the, host a party and go to this party and, send out offers and do this and do this. There's a lot of work involved. And when you're not getting the results that you're used to seeing, even though you're doing the work that you're supposed to, it disillusions you. It made me feel like, yeah, there's got to be something more out there. And it made me take a step back away from the platform. They're coming back with the algorithm. Whether that, fixes everything, I don't know. For me, it's the way that it's been done. They're playing with my sales. I don't like it. They put us into test groups. I don't like it. Here in Canada, they gave us cheaper shipping and then took it away like that before they even could fix it. So I don't like what's behind the scenes there. It's just not sitting well with me. So sales this weekend, I'm going to show you my little label train, a little bit of it. Not horrible. Not fantastic, but not horrible. However, I didn't do a lot of focusing on Poshmark this weekend. I didn't list anything. I did share. I put my OneShop service over onto my US account, and that shared back for people. I shared my Canadian closet, but I did not list. I sent out a couple of offers, and that's about it. I didn't focus on Poshmark at all, but I did get a couple of sales, so I'm happy about that. eBay is still our number one platform. I love the way that eBay treats their sellers. We are a business to eBay. We, mean something in that sense. To me, they treat us like we're a business. Poshmark, and this is where my unpopular opinion will come out, Poshmark seems to treat us as prepubescent children who have low self-esteem. That is my opinion on this whole go girl culture that Poshmark pushes. I did finally turn off those notifications because they were driving me right around the bend. But anyway, that is my unpopular opinion. Go at it. Anyway, so this past weekend, I started focusing on Whatnot because I do have my first auction or show, they call it a show, which I think is interesting, scheduled for Thursday, October the 6th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be linked down below if you want to just come by and say hi. That's it. If you did bookmark the show before Sunday, go back in because I had to reschedule the show because this is what happens when you listen to YouTubers. I was watching a YouTuber because I'm trying to find out everything I possibly can before my first show. And this person who rightly said, hey, make sure you check your streaming to make sure you can stream. Now, they did not say that if you're on Chrome, Whatnot is paired with Chrome or something, so you have no problem. But I didn't hear that part of it. I went into my auction. I enabled a test stream. I did the test stream on the auction I already had uploaded, so I had like 35 items at that time. The title, the thumbnail, everything was ready to go. And I did the test screen. It was like, great, stream. And it was really good. I was like, okay, this is working. I think I hit a button and I deleted the whole thing. My show was gone. I had nothing scheduled. I was like, oh my God, I had spent a couple of hours the day before uploading pictures and the whole bit, and I was freaking out. I had like, oh my God, and I was like, no. And Paul came home and fixed it. Thank you very much, Paul. He found we could clone our last stream or the items, so like everything got uploaded. I rescheduled the stream. So it's a new stream now. So if you had bookmarked it, you might want to go in and bookmark it again. Anyway, the learning of a new platform is a lot of work. And for me, I am not a jump right in kind of person. Even when we go somewhere new in the car, I like to look at the maps. I like to go to Google Earth and look at the landmarks. I know that's just the way I am. I want to build a foundation before I jump in. Now, so this past weekend, I have been reading Whatnot and looking at Whatnot videos and, exploring the app itself. I've been looking at other people's shows and sort of going, okay, what can I do? What don't I want to do? How are they doing this and how good is it? And blah, blah, blah. I've also been watching a lot of YouTube videos to get the tips and tricks for my first show so that my first show goes as smoothly as it possibly can. I do expect me to tumble over my words during my show, but I expect a few glitches because I think it's going to happen. But I want to be prepared as possible. So laying that foundation. Now, because I've been doing this, I've taken focus away from the other part of the business. And I knew this going in that I would lose some sales in a sense because I wasn't focusing. But for me, learning a new platform takes precedent because I have really good I'm hopeful about this Whatnot thing because, I've watched a few auctions and went, yeah, okay, they're selling things. That's cool. And if I could sell this and this and this and make this much money every week, then I'm good. And once the foundation is in place, once I've got the processes in place of how I'm going to source for Whatnot, how I'm going to prep for Whatnot, all that happens. And every time you do it, it gets faster or more efficient. So I'm laying that groundwork now. And if I can do one show a week and make X amount of dollars, well, I'm that much further ahead because I won't have to do all this work every single day like I do on Poshmark. So I'm hopeful, I'm excited, and for me, I've watched enough auctions now that I know that I'm comfortable in front of the camera, and because I've been doing YouTube now for a while, and I'm not feeling so self-conscious. I am okay. I know I speak with my hands a lot, but that's okay. You know what? I'm going to go in. I'm going to be myself. Paul is here to help me with all the technical stuff and all that. So this is something that we're doing together, which is really cool. It is the first time that we've been doing a reselling thing really together. Yes, he does eBay. He started his own eBay to begin with. I started Poshmark. I went to the US Poshmark. We kind of started Vinted together, but that's more of a Paul thing, and it's not a platform that I even worry about anymore because it's a really weird platform because they are blocking people and they're blocking listings and they're doing this and they're doing that. And I don't have time for that. I want a platform that I'm going to go in, I'm going to do my work, and I'm going to get my money, period. And one of the things I'm looking forward to with Whatnot is, yes, I'm doing all this groundwork and there is work before your show, but you do your show, and I'm thinking maybe an hour or two on Thursday night, I'm going to get instant results. So I'm going to know that this brand's not going to sell today, or, this is good or this is not. And you get sort of that almost instant feedback. It's not like any other platform where you list something and you hope it sells and you just sort of leave it there. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to that instant sort of feedback to see if it's viable. I like that. The fact that they call it a show is really interesting to me because I guess you want to put your personality out there and you want to sort of be a little bit different than everybody. And I like that. I think that's interesting. And you want to make it enjoyable because just sitting, I don't know if anybody's been to live auctions before. When we first started dating, when Paul and I first started dating, he took me to my first live auction and it was so much fun. And yes, you do get into that putting your paddle up and down and that, you got to win it kind of feeling. But the auctioneer at the auction, because that's what they're called, was personable, and they, a couple of jokes, or they'd be, teasing somebody that worked with them or whatever. They'd be talking about the item. So having that experience and knowing what kind of works and what doesn't work for me. I mean, we went to an auction and the auctioneer was just mean. He was very to the point, which is not a bad thing, but he was also kind of mean to people. And he would have whatever, I think there was like at one point it was a lamp, and he'd be like, "Oh guys, come on, this is worth this. Somebody needs to bid. I'm not going any lower." And it's just his attitude. And it was like, yeah, it was a total turnoff. And we didn't go back to that auctioneer. But, so having that experience, I'm taking that forward with me. I'm excited. I'm very excited about the Whatnot thing. But it's a lot of work. I don't think a lot of resellers talk about the amount of work it takes to be successful across the board. You have to source. You have to know what to source. You have to do your comps. You have to know the platforms inside and out. You need to know what's selling and what's not selling. And you need to know how to present it properly and use your keywords. There is a lot to do when you are a reseller in order to be successful. And one of the best things about this business is that you can pivot. It's very easy to take whatever items you have on eBay and put them on another platform to see if they'll sell there, or vice versa with Poshmark or with Macari or whatever. So there is a lot of options for us as resellers to make money. And that is a definite pro of this business. For me, I know that if Whatnot doesn't work out, I still have Poshmark and we still have eBay. We're still working on a max sold for in a month from now. We're looking at eventually maybe going into doing our own auctions, but that's a whole other thing. It's about pivoting and it's about moving your business forward or bringing it back if you want. But it's a really exciting business, I think. I love being able to be in control of what I do and when I do it. And, putting in my time for me is a huge thing. Yeah. But anyway, I digress. And that's sort of my real talk about it. I'm not happy with Poshmark at all right now. And that whole positivity thing is really grating on me. I'm not comfortable at all with it anymore, and it's not something I necessarily support. But we'll see what happens, because again, it's not a bad platform. I like the fact that it's so easy to use. It's easy to navigate. It doesn't cost you anything until you sell something. So it's a really good learning ground if you're a brand new reseller. I like that. But yeah. Anyway, Paul's home. Yay. That is it for today. I might be back Wednesday. I'm not sure. I will definitely be back on Friday with an update about what happened Thursday night. And yeah, so everybody have a fantastic week, and I'll see ya. Bye.